In the headlines, 19 northern governors meet with Chief of Defense Staff, traditional rulers over insecurity. SANU, NASU begin indefinite nationwide strike over withheld salaries. Abia Lawmaker in police custody for assaulting driver. On the foreign scene, Israel bombs Lebanon's Tireh as Gaza death toll crosses 43,000. It's a news update on Trust TV. Hello and welcome. I am Aisha Salihu. The news in detail. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll begin with matters of security. The governors of the 19 northern states on Monday met with traditional rulers from the region in Kaduna State to discuss critical issues affecting the region. The meeting was part of the Northern States Governors Forum's efforts to engage with key stakeholders and address pressing concerns, especially the lingering insecurity, poverty, out-of-school children, and other socio-economic challenges ravaging the region. The meeting, which was chaired by the chairman of the forum and governor of Gombe State, Inuwa Yahya, and hosted by Governor Ubasani in Kaduna, had in attendance the governors of Kaduna, Gombe, Zamfara, Nasarawa, Borno, Bauchi, Kwara, and Adamawa states. Also present were deputy governors from other northern states. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, also attended the meeting and briefed the governors on efforts by the military to tackle banditry, terrorism, and other security challenges bedeviling the northern region.
We must work with the federal government to ensure that fiscal policies are sensitive to the realities of the day. As we speak today, most of our northern states are in darkness due to vandalization of electricity transmission infrastructure. This not only underscores the vulnerability of critical infrastructure, but also the need to build additional transmission lines and diversify our energy supply so as to better connect our region and improve our energy resilience.
Still in the northern region, residents, business owners, hospital administrators, and others in northern Nigeria have expressed concern as the region marks its 8 consecutive days without electricity, leading to significant disruption in essential services and economic activities. The outage, which began last Monday, was triggered by the tripping off of the 330 kV circuit transmission line between Benue and Enugu, as well as the one between Shiroro and Kaduna, thereby severely impacting numerous northern states. The Transmission Company of Nigeria said the 330 kV DC Ugwaji Apero double circuit tripped due to a fault, plunging the northeast, northwest, and parts of north-central Nigeria into darkness. Hospitals and laboratories, heavily reliant on stable electricity for medical equipment and diagnostic services, are facing increasing difficulties, resulting in delays and reduced healthcare availability for patients. Local businesses, particularly frozen food vendors that depend on refrigerators, are also feeling the strain, with many reporting significant losses due to spoiled inventory. The National Inland Waterways Authority has said that it was moving towards phasing out wooden boats on inland waterways. The managing director of NIWA, Bola Oyebamiji, made this known at the weekend during an interaction in Lagos. The interaction, which focused largely on the safety of the waterways and expansion of water travel, had the managing director saying that wooden boats constituted over 90% of boats on the waterways. Oyebamiji said they also accounted for the majority of accidents on the waterways nationwide. He said this was largely because they had no regard for operational rules, which included not traveling at night, overloading, and failure to use life jackets by both operators and passengers. The Katsina State government says it has completed the screening and revalidation process for all private health training institutions to ensure public safety. Recently, The government shut down and revoked the licenses of all private health training institutions, saying they did not conform with the laid down rules governing their establishment in Katsina State. Abdullahi Yamadi tells us more.
It all began when information got to the state government that some private health training institutions operate in public spaces and uncompleted buildings, especially within the Katsina metropolis. A few days after closing down the private health training institutions, a screening committee was constituted with a view to verifying and revalidating those that meet the requirements of the state government in line with global best practices. The proliferation of private health training institutions in Katsina State has generated serious concerns and widespread lamentations from residents, which triggered government's swift response to safeguard public health. At one of the committees sitting with the proprietors of the private health training institutions in Katsina, officials said the exercise is aimed at ensuring that the institutions operate according to standards and within the ambit of the law.
We are going to bring out the list of authentic schools so that the parents should be, acquainted with the accredited school before they even enroll their girls.
Though concerned about the sudden closure of the institutions, proprietors said they were not worried by the exercise. They are assured of total compliance with the state government's directives.
The action taken by the state government is commendable, and we have no any problem with it. We have no any objection with the action taken, and we support the government 100%. And those schools that don't have the accreditation, we are advising them to go and secure the accreditation to enable them continue operating in the state.
People in the hospitals are treating in the way that they cannot be recovered in time, because due to unqualified students that are being qualified or graduated from such schools that have no objection or have no accreditation from the recognized regulation bodies. So you see, this is a very big issue. So let everybody or the neighboring institutions we have to be law abiding, to have all the requirements needed for offering these courses or for doing this education.
Meanwhile, parents and public commentators are calling for a thorough investigation into the proliferation of private health training institutions, at least to save lives and safeguard public health. They also call on the government not to compromise standards. Abdullahi Yamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
And to labor matters, members of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities and the Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions have commenced an indefinite nationwide strike within campuses of public universities to demand the immediate release of their 4 months withheld salaries. In a statement on Sunday, co-signed by SANU President Mohammed Ibrahim and NASU General Secretary Peters Adeyemi, the two unions said it is appalling that despite several ultimatums issued to the government, no positive result has come from the government. The two unions directed their members in all public universities and inter-university centers throughout the country to hold a joint congress in their respective campuses on Monday, October 28, 2024, and proceed on an indefinite, comprehensive and total strike action, as no concession should be given in any guise. The two unions berated the federal government for paying withheld salaries to the Academic Staff Union of Universities while neglecting the non-academic unions. The Federal Capital Territory Police Command has arrested a lawmaker for assaulting a driver in the nation's capital. Police spokesperson for the command, Josephine Ade, confirmed that Alex Mascot Ikweche is at the Maitama police station undergoing questioning. In a statement on Monday, the command said the boat driver, Stephen Abuwatseya, reported the matter to the command. Preliminary investigations indicate that Abuwatseya was delivering a package to Ikwe when a dispute arose concerning the method of delivery. During the altercation, Abuja was reportedly physically assaulted. The FCT Police Command expressed grave concern over the incident. After allegedly slapping the victim, he reportedly remarked with contempt, "You can't go ahead and call the Inspector General of Police," demonstrating a trouble disregarding for the authority and law enforcement agency. The command said the Commissioner of Police and the FCT, Olatunji Disu, has mandated a thorough investigation into the matter.
All right, so this is where I am. I just got 3 slaps from this man here, just because I told him to come and get his stuff and pay me my money. So he's claiming that
Tell them, my name is Honorable Alex Ikweche. I'm a member of the House of Reps. Tell them I slapped you.
Okay.
Call the Inspector General of Police. Call him, let him come.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Record me very well. Record me very well.
All right. That's nice.
You came to my house to disrespect me?
I didn't disrespect you. I said pay me my money and let me leave.
Come on, give me that phone.
Meanwhile, the All Progressives Grand Alliance on Monday condemned the alleged assault on an e-hailing driver by the member representing Abia North and South Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Alex Ikweche. Ikweche was seen in a recent video that has gone viral, allegedly assaulting a boat driver who came to him to deliver an item at his residence. APCA, while reacting to the viral video, said the lawmaker's reaction is condemnable in all ramifications, adding that, as a lawmaker under its platform, his behavior fell short of the party's constitution. The party's reaction was contained in a press statement signed by its National Publicity Secretary, Ejimofo Bara, on Monday. The Caretaker Committee of the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State has called on the National Assembly to check the conduct of some of its members, whose conduct, it says, may dent the image of the National Assembly. The Caretaker Committee Chairman, Tony Okocha, made the call at a media briefing in Port Harcourt. Okocha, in reference to alleged criticism of the judiciary by the member representing Ideato Federal Constituency of Imo State and the House of Representatives, Ikenga Ugochinyere, whom he describes as a meddlesome interloper, whose regular comments on Rivers State issues are for his personal gains.
I have said over and over again, and I want to say again, that the 27 assembly members didn't defect to the APC. I am the most qualified, the only credible source to speak on the matter. And I'm speaking. I'm chairman of the party. Whoever says, oh, they did, at what point did they defect? To who? It should have defected to me. It should have defected in their respective wards. But in all of this drama, for how many months today, nobody has been able to show that in Ward A, that House of Assembly member A registered with us, registered with the APC. Nobody has said so. You hear people flaunting, oh, because they were flaunting flags. Political gimmick. And it worked for them. So in the proper sense, the 27 assembly members didn't defect.
Also, the Rivers State Judicial Commission of Inquiry into the post-election violence that led to the attack of some local government secretariats in the state has summoned some allies of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, to appear before it. This was contained in a statement issued by the chairman of the commission, Justice I.R. Minakiri, in Port Harcourt on Monday. Among those summoned by the Justice Minakiri-led panel are the immediate past chairman of Ikwere Local Government Area, Samuel Nwanosike, as well as his counterparts in Eleme Obarilomate Olo and Ahoda Hope Ikiriko. The trio served as local government chairman under Nyesom Wike as governor and completed their tenure under the incumbent governor, Siminalayi Fubara. Also summoned is the member representing Eleme constituency in the State House of Assembly, Afoji Igwe, who is loyal to the FCT minister. Recall that the local government secretariats touched by suspected political thugs were Ikwere, Eleme, Emoha. The statement summoned a total of 109 persons as witnesses. You're watching the news update coming to you live from Trust TV studios in the nation's capital. Still in the news. Educationists encourage extracurricular educational activities for improved learning. We'll bring you details of this story and more after the break. We'll be right back. Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Let's take a look at our top stories again. 19 northern governors meet with Chief of Defense Staff, traditional rulers over insecurity. SANU, NASU begin indefinite nationwide strike over withheld salaries. Moving on to other stories. Education of the child in today's world encompasses extracurricular activities and skills acquisition in addition to classroom learning. One of these extracurricular activities is the formation of school clubs which assist in developing social skills. Jimmy Azande spoke to some educationists in Makurdi and filed in this report.
According to some educationists, children, especially those from Basic 1 to 9 or Primary 1 to JSS 3, are better equipped with skills to cope outside the classroom when they participate in club activities.
I was a member of the press club also, and that helps me a lot in spoken English. And currently now I'm teaching English in this school that you are talking with me. So it is the responsibility of the government to make sure that things like that continue in our various schools, because it helps to them to develop their potentials.
Many say debating societies help shape learning skills and address fear or stage fright in learners.
It helps a lot, and many students or people who are encouraged and they have the feeling to do it, they actually get something from it, and they perform very well even in the higher institution, so it helps them a lot.
It is an acceptable development, and I accept to the fact that this should continue in our primary and secondary schools, because it's also a way of developing our learners. They also have this inbuilt confidence in them to also face the outer society there, aside normal classes they have as per schooling hours.
They agree that the education of the child should not be limited to the classroom.
Some of us when we were coming up, I was given to reading because I like reading, had flair for reading. So anything I read, newspapers, how do you call it, novels and all that. Then there were nothing like internet or Android phones and all that and the rest. So some of us discovered ourselves at that level. So I flew that area. So at that level of primary school is a foundational level by which you can expose them to a lot of them, some to reading, some to visual and all these things. They tend to find themselves in some of this area.
In Benue State, experts argue that most learners in the rural areas lack these activities that help shape their knowledge skills. They are calling on the school owners to do the needful by establishing clubs to ensure a holistic learning approach. Jimmy Azandi, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
And to developments in business. The price of local parboiled rice, a key staple in the Nigerian diet, has surged by 123% year-on-year, while a 50-kilogram bag of foreign parboiled rice now sells for 130,000 naira, 105,000 naira per 50 kg bag of local parboiled rice is higher than the country's new minimum wage of 70,000 naira. Reports say the continuous surge in the price of local parboiled rice is an indication that smallholder farmers currently do not have the capacity to meet local demand for the grain due to insecurity, high cost of inputs and logistics issues. According to report, currently rice traders in Lagos, the country's commercial center, are hoarding the commodity in anticipation of a higher price during the festive period when demand for the product is usually higher. Prices of commodities have been on the rise since the removal of petrol subsidy and the devaluation of the naira. The federal government has called for urgent and aggressive measures to combat the catastrophic impact of climate change. The Minister of Environment, Abia Lawmaker, made the call at the just concluded Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting held in Apia, the capital of the independent state of Samoa. The minister led the Nigerian delegation to the meeting after technical flight issues prevented the Vice President Kashim Shettima from representing President Bola Tinubu at the summit. Lawal said that the impact of climate change was a global crisis that demands immediate action. He added that Nigeria's position on the environment, democracy, security and other issues were prompted by current challenges faced across the world. Similarly, the minister reiterated Nigeria's support for the new Secretary General of the body, Shirley Ayoko Bochwe, currently Ghana's Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration. He expressed the hope that with Bochwe's emergence, there would be more robust engagement between Africa and the Commonwealth.
We need to address climate very strongly because climate has become a big issue, not only in Nigeria, but globally. I'm sure if you know what we have gone through recently in the area of flood, which has devastated a number of states and a number of communities in Nigeria. And we're also looking at the issue of erosion, which is also linked to flood. And we also looked at the issue of degraded land that we have been talking about. And also the rising sea level, which I think is central to what we discussed, because this is the first meeting that has happened in the Pacific, where you have issues related to rising sea levels. So most of the states that are surrounded by ocean raised this issue strongly, and Nigeria supported them because we have similar issues around the coast in Nigeria. In Lagos, for example, we have lost about three recreational beaches that were there for a long time, but because of the rising level of the sea, it has gone. We also raised the issue of insecurity generally in our sub-region and in other locations in the Commonwealth. That has also been raised strongly.
Away from Nigeria, Israeli forces have carried out multiple attacks on buildings in and around the Kano area in Tyre. In the latest attack, jets struck the city of Tyre, killing at least 7 people and wounding 17 others. According to Lebanon's health ministry, they targeted the heart of the old city with the aim of turning this historic city into ruins. Reports say residential buildings were directly hit and reduced to rubble. They were followed by successive air raids, more loud explosions, destruction, and more victims. Meanwhile, Israel's 24-day military operation in northern Gaza has killed more than 1,000 people, mostly women and children, according to health officials. In Gaza, at least 43,020 people have been killed and 101,110 wounded in Israeli attacks since October 7, 2023. And finally, in sports, Manchester United have sacked manager Erik ten Hag following the club's lackluster start to the season. A club statement on Monday said Erik ten Hag has left his role as Manchester United men's first team manager. United dropped to a lowly 14th in the table after suffering their 4th defeat in 9 league games at West Ham on Sunday. Manchester United legend Ruud van Nistelrooy will take charge of the team on interim basis. And that's about it on the news update on Trust TV at this hour. Remember, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs and documentary. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for watching. Join us again.